this weekend we get them in the regular season in the same conference for the very first time.
It's going to be epic.
I'm just really excited.
Our lineup is stacked.
We're always in the fight.
We're so versatile and we're so deep.
We're going to go out there and punch you in the mouth.
Welcome to the SEC on ESPN, and welcome to the Jack in Athens, a packed house on Daddy-Daughter Day for Game 2 of our series. Georgia hosting Texas, hoping to see as much drama today as we had last night in the series opener. After Georgia jumped out to a big lead, Texas came roaring back. Hannah Wells, a 3-run homer. Then Reese Atwood was able to tie it up late. And Vivi Martinez delivering the eventual game winner in a 7-5 come-from-behind win. So you see where Texas and Georgia sit. The breaking news overnight, of course, Alabama now joins Oklahoma, tied for first place in the SEC after this weekend. Just 2 weekends left in the regular season. Hey everybody, and welcome to Jack Turner Softball Stadium. I'm Beth Mowins alongside our Olympic gold medalist Michelle Smith. You know what they say in Austin, it is Texas fight, and they certainly showed a lot of that last night, scoring their biggest comeback win of the season.
Yeah, Beth, it was a really gritty performance. 4 runs down, it didn't deter them. They had 6 unanswered runs in all with 2 outs. This is a Texas team that knows how to battle, and they did it yesterday. Going to have to do it again today against Georgia.
And as you heard in our tease, they do indeed have a stacked lineup led by the All-Americans Katie Stewart. There you see alongside Mike White and Reese Atwood. They will bat second and third today. Against a Georgia side, certainly disappointed with the way things ended in Game 1 last night, but a lot of the issues are fixable if they can take care of business in Game 2 today.
Yeah, opportunity to clean things up. They had 6 free passes, got to limit the walks against a strong team like Texas, and they have a great defense. So if you roll some ground ball outs, this is going to set up very well for Georgia, and they also have a very strong offense, but it needs to be consecutiveness. They need to pass the bat, and Beth, they need to score in more than just 1 inning.
Addison Fisher, the sophomore transfer from UCLA, Prep National Player of the Year a couple of seasons ago out of Bend, Oregon. We saw her briefly yesterday. Georgia hoping to show a lot more of her as she gets the start today.
Yeah, Fisher tries to limit those free passes. 19 on the year to 40 strikeouts. So she's not a big power pitcher in the sense of racking up high strikeout numbers. She throws a heavy drop to the bottom part of the zone, and that's really what it's all about. A really good velocity, topping out at 69 to 70 miles an hour. It's that drop ball down in the zone. She will mix speeds with a changeup, but for me, this is all about rolling ground ball outs early in counts and letting that defense behind her sharpen up.
Yeah, it's a top 10 defense in terms of fielding percentage this season. Got to be on your toes against this Texas lineup. The defending national champs return 6 field players and about 70% of their offense, and it's led by Katie Stewart and Reese Atwood. So last year, Atwood set the school record for home runs and RBIs, and already just 12 months later, Katie Stewart 1 home run away from tying Atwood's school record from a year ago. Both of them were on base a combined 6 times yesterday, as Mike White has moved them up in the batting order to try and get them more swings and more RBI opportunities. Much cooler than yesterday. Temperatures in the low 60s. Got about a 15-mile-an-hour breeze blowing out to right as Caden Henry will lead things off. Caden 0 for 4 with a walk in Game 1 last night. Texas opens up the game in 5th place in the SEC, 1 game behind Florida, trying to get into the top 4 to get the double bye and certainly stay in a very tight SEC championship chase. They have circled that SEC crown as one of their goals this season for Mike White. They've been in the championship series in Oklahoma City 3 of the last 4 years and have really turned themselves into a powerhouse. Now in his 8th season, After tremendous success at Oregon, he's doing the same thing and even better on the 40 acres.
Mike White, a great fast pitch men's pitcher himself, who knows the game. Still to this day throws BP pregame to his team.
Got hit by a foul ball yesterday on the back of his arm. I hope it was okay for BP today.
He wore it.
And Smitty, you talked about limiting the free passes, and right away, there is one for Henry.
Yeah, it's so important for pitchers to work from ahead, because the last thing you want to do is put players on base when this young lady's walking up to bat. Katie Stewart.
22 dingers, almost half of those were solo shots, so she moves up in the lineup to get more chances with people on base and to get more at-bats.
To your point, Beth, she had been hitting in the 4 and 5 hole, and you get the side retired in early in that first inning. She comes up with nobody on, and that really was part of the nemesis of Texas not putting as many runs up on the board as they need to.
There you see chasing Atwood's record for home runs and the slugging percentage that she is well in front of. Coming into the weekend, Katie was 3rd in the country in slugging. She leads the SEC in OPS. And takes a look at a strike there, 2-2.
Well, it's that on-base percentage that is so high because her batting average, 486 coming into today's game. So not only is she hitting with power, she's also hitting with great average.
Yeah, that OB is 6 out of every 10 times she gets on base. Had an RBI walk last night.
To your point, Beth, last night, that walk with the bases loaded, so much discipline, pitches that were close to the plate, and she didn't bite. She was willing to take that walk because she knew she had teammates behind her that were going to help do the job.
Back-to-back full counts and back-to-back walks to start the game for Fisher.
Wow, and this is, I mentioned it, she had just 19 walks coming in to today's start, but already, a team like Texas, they're going to push you. They're not going to swing out of the zone or expand their zone.
This is a very experienced, very disciplined top of the lineup. And here's Reese Atwood, their all-time leader in homers and runs batted in. Reese was 3 for 5 with a run batted in game 1.
It's a Texas team coming into today's game, 179 walks as a team, so now up to 181 walks. They are not afraid to take that walk, understanding the discipline of their strike zone.
Atwood pulls it foul at 72 miles an hour from Fisher. Learning to embrace the ace, as her coach Tony Baldwin told us. She was part of a 3-pitcher outfit at UCLA last year. Transferred out, coming to Georgia, where she will get a lot more opportunities to throw. They'll get the force out at third on the nice flip from Digby over to Lindemuth, 1 down.
And take a look at Emily Digby. Oh, she
twisted her ankle there.
Yeah. Digby with a lot of experience in that shortstop position. Atwood going to hit this ball toward the 5-6 hole. Digby does a good job going to get it. Doesn't look like anything. Oh, there it is at the end. At the end of the play.
Twisted that left ankle, rolled it. Junior from Decatur, Georgia, with over 150 starts in her career with the Dogs, and she'll stay out there. Already some activity just in case in the bullpen. Ada Little, the freshman, is up. Georgia used 4 pitchers yesterday. Little, Presley Harrison, and Addison Fisher just briefly. Randy Rolling took the loss in the opener. So here's Vivi Martinez in the cleanup spot with a couple on base. Vivi 2 for 3 on Saturday, drove in a pair. She also could be a beneficiary, Smitty, of the lineup shuffle with Stewart and Atwood getting on base ahead of her.
Yes, not as much power as the 2 in front of her, but good leadership, ability to understand the strike zone, and she typically will barrel the ball up, hit it right back up the middle.
Missed all of last season due to an injury, but she's been their starter at short since she walked onto campus. Pulls that one, and it'll get through the right side. Waving Stewart around, Katie to the plate, and she will dive in safely. And just like yesterday, Texas strikes in the first inning.
And this is just understanding where the defense is playing. So Roos and Digby are up the middle. You can see because yesterday she hit the ball back up the middle. So what does she do? Vivi Martinez takes a pitch on the inner half. It looks like a routine ground ball to second base, but because the defense pulled up the middle, it is a base hit through the right side, and that's going to score Stewart from second base. The Longhorns are on the board early again, like yesterday.
Second first inning RBI of this series for Vivi. She's the one that drove in the run yesterday, too. So that'll bring up Hannah Wells, the freshman two-way, who will also get the start in the circle. 2 for 4 yesterday with a big blow, the 3-run home run. Gets a hold of this one. High, deep drive, and it will stay in the yard. Caught by Ray, but it's good enough to drive in Atwood on the tag up. So a sac fly for Wells makes it 2-0.
Wow, and that's a big blast into the wind. It looked like that ball potentially was going to leave the yard if the wind had been blowing out and not in. More than likely, it would have left the yard. Hannah Wells really stepping up here for the Horns. Pitch on the inner half elevated, and she gets all into this. Drives it deep, picks up an RBI sac fly.
2-0 Texas, and the 6th player to the plate here in the first is Leanne Good.
There was also good base running by Reese Atwood there at third, making sure that she's tagging in a position to be able to score.
So one of the free passes comes in to score here in the first for Texas. Martinez with the RBI single, Wells with a sac fly. Leanne Good was 1 for 4 last night, scored a run. Senior from San Antonio, having the best year of her career. Hard shot, nice backhand by Roos. And the flip over to Digby's side is retired. But a couple up quickly for the Horns. Dogs picking up the bats when we come back. Wells, the freshman, will get the start in the circle for Texas in game 2 as the Longhorns try and capture the series. Her 9th start of the year. She's 5-2 with a 3.13 ERA.
Freshman has a lot of different tools. Good defensively, obviously can hit the ball for power. Strong in the circle. Mike White really likes what this freshman has brought to the team.
And the starting lineup for the Bulldogs yesterday, significant for Tyler Ellison and Sarah Gordon. Tyler had a 2-run single. Sarah had a 3-run home run in a 5-run third inning. But Smitty, outside of that inning, the offense really couldn't muster a whole lot. They only had 2 other runners in scoring position yesterday. So they're hoping to get a little more activity on the base paths here in game 2.
Yeah, absolutely, Beth. It really comes down to consecutiveness. We talked about it, ability to pass the bat within the inning, but then also within the game, consecutive innings scored, and they just were not able to get that engine fired up except for in the 3rd.
Backhand good, over to first, not in time. Kirsten Roos legs it out.
And Good comes up and immediately is like, goes to the head like, replay, replay, but I think she was safe. But that was an outstanding play by Leanne Good going up the middle. This looks like a clear base hit up the middle. Look at the way she dives and then so quick to be able to come back across to Katie Stewart, who always has a good stretch. That ball careens off of Wells. But Roos runs very well for Georgia.
Yesterday, the Dogs 5 for 13 with runners on base. Jaden Goodwin fouls it off. Now, Roos has to be, I'm sure she's well aware that she reached base in the first inning yesterday and then was called out. It ended up being a rally killer by leaving the base too soon. The Dogs will try and get something going again early to respond to Texas putting up a 2 spot in the top half of the 1st. Up and in to Goodwin. 1 for 4 yesterday. That extended Jaden's hitting streak to 8 straight. Let's check out Jaden's stance, Smitty. She has really been crowding the plate, getting those toes up close to the inside of the chalk.
Yeah, just
stepping back a little bit now.
Forcing the freshman, knowing she's a lot of arm side, so outside.
Goodwin reaches for it and pulls it out to right, and Ashton Maloney on the run is there. Getting back safely to first is Roos. How about the scouting report for the youngster, Hannah Wells?
Oh, Hannah Wells is going to throw a lot down in the zone. She's got that great mix, 57 to 70 miles an hour, a lot of hammer in the lower half of the zone with that drop ball. She will expand it with the curve ball away from righties, but she is arm side. She likes to throw into righties, away from lefties with that good drop ball.
Here's Tyler Ellison, the DP. 7 righties and just the 2 lefties in the lineup today for the Dogs.
And it'll be interesting, too, to see if Wells tries to use that rise ball a little bit more. She throws it about 8% of the time. And it looks like she's trying to work that upper part of the zone so that the Dogs can't just look down, dive into those lower pitches.
Ellison is their RBI leader with 40 on the season. And Good back on the grass, 2 down. Tony Baldwin in his 14th year at Georgia, his 5th as a head coach. He was a longtime assistant for Lou Harris-Champer. He's been a part of 3 of their 5 World Series trips. And they've been to the Super Regionals, came up just shy now in the last 3 seasons.
Well, this is a program that's always going to battle. They have a lot of fight. Tony Baldwin is a great hitting coach, always teaches his teams to let that ball travel deep. We talk a lot about the oppo-Gs, ability for the righties to go to that opposite field and right center, and for the lefties to go to left center.
Currently on pace to set all kinds of offensive records. They will have opportunities here down the stretch. They may have the toughest road, but if you're a positive thinker, glass half full, they've got Texas, they've got Oklahoma, they got Florida. All teams ahead of them right now in the standings. That is just outside the line.
Yeah, Beth, and you pick up, a couple of wins in each of those series, and it completely changes your picture when it looks to host time.
Yeah. They have actually slid down the RPI after the loss last night. They were 12. Now their new RPI is 14. So currently one of 10 SEC schools that could host regional action the first weekend of the NCAA tournament.
Now, this is a great softball community. Every time they do host a regional, I always think it's a great place to come watch some elite level softball.
Full count to Sarah Gordon. Swing and a miss. And the side is retired. Roos, a base hit, left on board. 1 inning complete, 2-0. Longhorns.
Hannah Wells, the freshman, she picks up an RBI with the bat in the top of the first. How about the strikeout in the bottom of the first for the freshman?
Well, the Texas Longhorns coming off of the first national championship in program history last June in Oklahoma City. Came out smoking hot to the new year at 31-1. They were ranked #1 in the country, the SEC preseason favorites. But a couple of stumbles the last 2 weekends against Alabama and Oklahoma. And a win today will end that. If they can pick up the W, they would take the series here in Athens. Leading into Game 3 tomorrow night. We'll have it for you on the SEC Network. Mike White has talked extensively about not defending a championship, Smitty, but attacking a championship.
Yeah, I think just the word defend, when you're trying to protect something, it makes you defensive. He wants his team to be aggressive, attack, forward moving. Mentality shift.
7, 8, 9 here for the Horns. Kaya Altmaier, the slow grounder to third, 1 down. Yeah, they had 2 significant goals. One of them was to win the SEC. They open up the day 2.5 back of Alabama and Oklahoma tied atop the standings, but they would not have the head-to-head against either of those.
Yeah, they're definitely going to need some help if they're going to win that first regular season.
The other big goal is to be better down the stretch. They had a rough April last year. significant loss in the SEC tournament, and then barely survived a Clemson scare in the Super Regionals. And through all of that adversity, it just steeled them for a national championship run in Oklahoma City.
You know, it's just never easy. And here's the April slump you were talking about, Beth. I mean, look at the numbers, very similar last year to this year. You know, where the ERA goes up, the batting averages go down.
Granted, it can be a significantly more difficult SEC schedule, as is the case again this April. They are in the midst of a 13-game run against ranked opponents, as Addison Fisher gets the strikeout of J.C. Nichols, 2 down.
Addison Fisher working that arm side away from J.C. Nichols. You can see really good movement, a little bit of down, a little bit of out on that. Drop ball that skirts out of the zone, and Nichols swings through it.
So Fisher has her first strikeout, and here's the number 9 hitter, Ashton Maloney. Ashton 1 for 3 with a walk yesterday. Good backhand by Roos. And a 1-2-3 inning for Fisher and the Dogs. Well, for the Georgia Bulldogs, the last 5 seasons under Tony Baldwin, they have been extremely consistent, getting to the postseason. Super Regional in Tallahassee in 2023. Another deep run in the tournament, ousted by UCLA on the road, and that's been the story now the last 3 years. Oh, so close to a World Series trip, but they've had roadies and got eliminated last year in 3 games at Florida. But you see, not many teams can boast of 3 straight supers. And both of these clubs are on that short list.
Well, it's consistency. It just speaks to the quality of the program, the ability to plug new players in every year.
Yep. And then there's Oklahoma.
Yes.
9 straight trips to the World Series for Patty Gasso's crew.
Yeah, she's been the gold standard.
Arkansas beat them yesterday.
Yeah.
So that's a rubber match today to try and win the series. I think that was 31 straight home wins.
Correct,
That
yeah.
streak came to an end for the Sooners, and now they are tied for first in the SEC with Alabama. As Marissa Miller steps in, 5, 6, and 7 here for Georgia. But we are excited about the mayhem to come next month, because midweek this week, number 1, number 2, and number 3 in the poll all lost.
That's right.
Oklahoma, Alabama, and Texas Tech.
It just shows the parity this year,
Yeah.
the ability when you've got aces going up against aces, and this is a game of execution. And if you're executing and your opponent is not, there's a good chance you're going to win that game.
Miller with the leadoff walk, second inning in a row, the leadoff aboard. Hey, don't forget, this year's NFL Draft will be coming to you live from Pittsburgh. The three-day event begins on Thursday night. We'll have every single pick for you once again on ESPN. It's also available on the NFL Network, and as always, ABC's coverage focuses on the prospects' journey to the draft and the NFL. Mel Kiper still has Fernando Mendoza as the top pick, the Indiana quarterback, likely to go to the Las Vegas Raiders. Mel also thinks a couple of Georgia Bulldogs will be first-round gets. Offensive tackle Monroe Freeling, defensive tackle Kristen Miller. And that is Patty Ruth Taylor out to talk with Hannah Wells here, with Reese Atwood looking on.
5 of the last 6 pitches have been ball. Probably just, trying to get her to refocus. Work on just getting that drop ball in the lower half of the zone, letting that defense behind her help her out, do some work.
House here at the Jack for Daddy-Daughter Day.
Always love this environment. SEC tournament was here last year, and even when the Dogs weren't playing, it was packed. It's a really good softball community here in Athens.
Natalie Ray, their best hitter in terms of batting average, moves up in the batting order, now in the 6th spot here for game 2. 1 for 3 yesterday, so she too comes in with an 8-game hitting streak this afternoon. And after that conversation, 2 straight strikes from Wells.
Yeah, got to go right after Ray. Ray does not strike out a lot, only 9 strikeouts, but here's even better. She only has walked 7 times, so she's swinging it.
Oh, nice scoop by Atwood.
Yeah, really good job by Atwood. And when you have a catcher like Atwood, you've got to throw with that confidence, knowing that she's going to pick balls out of the dirt and just spin the ball, let the ball do the work.
Ray, fly ball out to left. Altmaier fights with the glare, makes the catch, 1 down.
Yeah, it's an unproductive out. These are the little things that Georgia needs to do. They need productive outs. They got to capitalize when they get that leadoff runner on, try to move him up into scoring position, which they did not do with Bruce leading off the game with a base hit.
They are now already 0 for 4 with a chance to advance a runner on base. Trying to change it right there is Novickis, and on the run, Caden Henry with a spectacular grab. 2 down.
Now that is just about first step, ability to go back on the ball. Caden Henry runs this ball down. It looks like this is going to be a double. Look at where she's at in center field and how quick she is going to get. And she's shifting even more. This ball is over her head going into the gap. Great stretch at the final moment, but this ball is charged. Novickis, the freshman, gets all into this, but what an outstanding catch by Caden Henry.
2 down for Emily Digby. Texas trying to deny Georgia with a leadoff runner on first base for the 2nd inning in a row. Digby had a hit yesterday, 1 for 3 in game 1. That was a terrific timeout call by Patty Ruth Taylor to go talk to her young pitcher. She's been different since. That 3rd strike dropped by Atwood, so she has to throw out the runner. And again, strong defense from Texas, keeping Georgia off the board.
Kaden Henry going back on the ball. This is just outstanding glove work. Look at her track it, the eyes on it. Big catch out in center field. Of course, her freshman pitcher, Hannah Wells, loving the defense behind her.
The home run's a major story in college softball this year in the single season records. There's some big names that are about to get caught, possibly passed. Kendall Wells will be in action later today for OU, trying to catch Alo. Hello, Newman. Stacy got caught yesterday by Megan Grant, a record that was set in 1999. And we're going to see Katie Stewart this inning trying to catch Reese Atwood with the Texas single season home run record.
Well, it's crazy all this is happening in the same year. I mean, we're talking about records that are anywhere from 27 to over 30 years old.
Yep.
All being broken in the same year.
There were some big hitters back in the 90s.
Technology has changed.
Yeah.
And it would be scary to see Stacy Newman or Laura Espinoza with today's balls and bats.
Espinoza has the NCAA single season record at Arizona with 37. So, of course, Kendall Wells, the OU freshman, not only chasing Alo, but ultimately could catch Espinoza in the coming weeks. A record that was set in 1995.
Yeah.
2-0 Texas lead, both runs coming back in the first, and this was the group that got it going, the top of the order for the Horns.
Kaden Henry, after making that great catch last half inning, leading things off for the Horns.
Terrific table setter, one of the best in the country.
Well, that's part of the reason why. She understands the strike zone. She works deep into count. And then this is where it gets tough for pitchers. You're in a 3-2 count, nowhere to go. You've got to throw a strike. And she'll foul off pitches consistently to get, or strike out, which she doesn't do a lot of.
One down, the second strikeout for Fisher today.
That's a really good pitch by Fisher to get Henry. So Henry, after fouling off some pitches, is going to wave through a swing and miss on the outer half. A little bit of arm side movement on that. Great pitch.
So here is Katie Stewart, walked and scored in the first on the Vivi Martinez RBI single. Texas now 2 strikeouts. They only had 1 the entire game last night.
Fish.
So if you missed it last week, you missed a doozy. A whopper to walk off Oklahoma a week ago today. It hit the building out in left field, 3 stories high. off the bricks.
That was mashed. And look at that, 42% of her hits are home runs. When you add in her extra base hits or doubles too, it climbs even higher.
Just got a piece of that 1-2 pitch. Now, one of the big things with this Texas team, with all their experience, Michelle, that there's no panic. There's no, you don't sense there's any pressure to, you know, I've got to get everything done. People throughout the lineup can come up with clutch hits for them. Nice play there by Lindemuth at third, 2 down.
Yeah, absolutely, Beth. And that's the maturity, that's the confidence that comes when you know that you've got the ability, you can win, you don't press. You never play your best when you're pressing. And we talk about, as athletes, as coaches, to play free. When you're playing free, that's usually when the good things happen.
Atwood reached on a fielder's choice and then scored on the Wells sac fly in that first inning. Two-time first-team All-American. Last year, she was the National Catcher of the Year and is now part of the USA national team pool, playing in a couple of tournaments this summer in Oklahoma City. One of 7 active players that are in that pool of 40.
I knew she was a star from the moment she stepped on campus at Texas.
Second time she's been aboard. That's the 3rd walk now issued by Fisher. One of them hurt her in the first. Here's Vivi Martinez, RBI single. Her first time up. So that is already her 3rd of the series.
Five straight balls before throwing a strike here to Vivi Martinez. Fisher sometimes losing that drop at the lower half of the zone or on the outer half. That's the pitch she's not getting. Needs to nibble on that corner a little bit more, and you can see her smiling, a little bit of frustration.
She thought she had one on the margins, as Tony Baldwin calls them. Pitch count approaching 60 already.
Well, and that was part of the issue yesterday, the 6 free passes by the Georgia pitching staff, and really put themselves in a situation where you're giving extra at-bats and innings to a team like Texas, and you can't do it.
She held up, she did not. Strikeout number 3 ends the inning for Fisher.
Great job by Fisher. She's been using that arm side, so that inside to righties, outside to lefties, and she's going to work the opposite side. She comes inside to Martinez and picks up her 3rd strikeout of the game.
rivals, Texas and Oklahoma State.
We don't let anything stop us.
They're no longer in the conference together, but this is huge resume building time.
We're a very, very talented team.
Oh, got a good one coming your way Wednesday night on ESPN2. These Texas Longhorns taking on Oklahoma State as they step out of league play. That's massive for your Pokes, Smitty. They are on the host bubble right now for the NCAA tournament. Top 16 seeds host first round action, regional action.
Oh, well, this time of year, every win you can pick up just is massive.
Lindemuth pokes one right back up the middle, and it's the third inning in a row. Georgia has had the lead off aboard. First 2 innings, though, they have not been able to move the runner.
No, they've been stuck at first base like there's glue over there.
Back to the top of the order, so second time through for Georgia. This is when they did their damage with a 5-run third inning in game 1 last night. Roos singled her first time up.
Roos, a great story. Type 1 diabetic, is very vocal about her fitness, nutrition, her training.
A rocket down the line and a fair ball. Lindemuth will hold at second. And their first hit of the game with a runner on base.
Well, Beth, we talked about it, the consecutiveness, the ability to pass the bat back to back. And they finally get that here. Roos, a pitch on the inner half is just going to rotate on that. Great timing. Look at the load. Explodes on this ball right on time. Able to get that ball down the line. And a good job by Altmaier, the left fielder for Texas, to be able to get that ball, because if that gets past her, that is massive trouble. That's extra bases.
So that'll bring up Jaden Goodwin now, the go-ahead run at the plate for the Dogs. And their first threat of the afternoon against the freshman Hannah Wells. Goodwin flew out to right field her first time up. Considers the bunt.
Yeah.
From the player that her coach Tony Baldwin calls the ultimate ball whacker.
Well, it could be a little bit of strategy to pull the corners in, pull the defense in a little bit to open up some of the hitting alleys and lanes.
Known for really good exit velo. Fouls that one off, 1-1.
You know, for young players, sometimes your coach will give you a bunt just to try to play with the defense, try to move them in a little bit. Try to take advantage of opportunities then when you do get a good pitch to punch it through the infield.
Does not have a bunt this season, so likely to swing here out of the 2-hole with a couple on base. Trying to even the series after Texas rallied from 4 runs down to win last night, 7-5. It was the Horns' biggest comeback. It was the Dogs' biggest blown lead of the season. Got to have a short memory in the SEC.
Oh, boy. That's for sure.
3-1. Goodwin, there's that exit velo, and the ball whacker delivers. 1 run is in. They're waving around Roos. And Georgia ties it up with a 2-run double from Jaden Goodwin.
And there it is. That's the consecutiveness. That is when this offense is on fire. Ability to pass that bat. And this is a pitch on the outer half that she just goes and gets. Just such great barrel control. Look at this ball going into the gap. And because Georgia runs well, Kirsten Roos is going to score all the way from first. 2-run double to knot up the game for the Dogs.
And now the go-ahead run in scoring position for their number 3 hitter, Tyler Ellison. It would appear that Wells will continue here for Texas. And for the first time, some bullpen activity for the Longhorns.
Well, the way they wrote their lineup, Wells has the ability to stay in the game and continue to hit as a designated player, but they also had Brenly Gonzalez in the flex or 10 hole.
Oh, and she actually may be coming in, Smitty.
Yeah, so you know, the way the coach White wrote his lineup, more than likely she would be first in relief.
With the 3 and 4 hitters due up for Georgia. For the second game in a row, the third inning is the spot for the Dogs to start barking. And with the pitching change, we'll take a break. Back to Athens in a moment. ESPN is your home for the Women's College World Series. Our coverage begins May 28th on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN2. The 44th edition of the Women's College World Series. Don't forget Selection Sunday. Mark your calendars. May 10th this year as Brenly Gonzalez, the sophomore from Aledo, Texas, comes on. A 2-spot up already for the Dogs, and the go-ahead run, Jaden Goodwin out at second base with the 3-4 hitters coming around for Georgia and nobody out.
On the key for Jaden Goodwin as she got into a leverage count at 3-1 and was able to capitalize. It's what this Dog team needs to continue to do against Gonzalez, the lefty.
Here's Tyler Ellison. In the third inning yesterday, a 2-run double for Tyler. All 7 of their runs in the series have come second time through the lineup in the third inning.
Well, that's the difference maker right there, is that Gonzalez has an outstanding changeup. She'll float that in at about 48 miles an hour. It's a knee buckler. A lot of good lefty spin otherwise. Drop curveball.
Cuts across the inside corner, 1-2.
And as a lefty, she's not afraid to come in to right-handed hitters, which she's going to have to do against this Georgia lineup. 7 of the 9 are right-handed that the lefty will be facing.
Waits on the change, drives it deep, and it is over the head of Maloney. Off the wall. And Goodwin waited to see where that ball was going to go and does not get home. She stays at third after the double from Ellison.
Boy, and that's surprising that Goodwin did not read that Maloney actually turned the wrong way. So this ball, it's a pitch on the outer half that just gets charged to change up that Ellison stays in her legs with, and this ball's just bashed. But you can see that Goodwin goes back to the bag, and you can see the way also that Maloney turns the wrong way. And that ball sails over her head. So a mistake defensively for Texas, but I think Goodwin needs to score on that.
Yeah, so here's Sarah Gordon. A chance to drive in a couple and take the lead. She had a 3-run home run yesterday in the third inning. Her first since the middle of March. Opposite way and foul. out of Lexington, South Carolina. Started out her career at Louisville. And now a 3-year starter here with the Dogs. Tony Baldwin told us this week she needs to let her swing do what it wants to do. Trying to simplify things to bust out of a bit of a slump over the last month. Ground ball to third, the throw to the plate, and Goodwin is thrown out. Georgia wants an obstruction call, and they will challenge the play at the plate to try and avoid. Goodwin was apparently going on contact from third.
As soon as you could tell it was ball angle down, she took off. There was no hesitation whatsoever.
The umpire's microphone not working. Riley Cobb, Gil Zayas, and Carlos Guzman are officiating crew. And so they will review this back at Central Command in Birmingham at the SEC.
She makes the catch and then gets down on the knee. And so they changed the ruling this year to enable the defenders to be able to catch and then be able to block. And because Atwood has the ball, this is what the SEC is looking at. So she's on the leading edge of the plate, but she does have the ball.
I think that's a good call.
Yeah.
Out at home. Well, he needs to understand his mic doesn't work and at least give us a signal. I believe the play will stand, and out at home is the base runner. Yeah. Not sure if the play stands or if the play was confirmed. Confirmed means they had visual evidence. Stands means no definitive proof to change. In order to be changed, they need to see definitive proof.
Go back, Beth, talk a little bit about so Goodwin does not score on the double by Ellison. And I get it, you don't ever want to make the first out at home plate, but they ended up doing it then on a ground ball with the next batter up, Gordon.
So 2 on with 1 out for Marissa Miller. Remember, a base running issue cost them a run yesterday as well. Miller walked her first time up. That was against the starter, Hannah Wells. Now Brenly Gonzalez coming on in relief here in the third. After the Bulldogs tied it up, the Goodwin 2-run double.
Well, now with runners at first and second, right-handed hitter up, and Miller, Texas playing at double play depth, looking to try to get a ground ball and possibly get a double play to get out of the inning.
Miller taking 3-0, now 3-1.
You can see the middle's up deep. Up the middle, that is.
Just caught the end of the bat, full count.
Wow, that's a 50-mile-an-hour changeup. Great job by Miller to wait on that. Just missed that.
Full count to Miller. Swing and a miss. Chased out of the zone. First strikeout for Gonzalez, 2 down.
That is a great pitch by Gonzalez to come back inside inside to the righty. Take a look at the movement on this ball. It's got a little bit of in, it's a little up, and she just swings through it. That changeup sets that pitch up. Big strikeout for Gonzalez with runner at first and second for the second out of the inning.
There's Natalie Ray, flew out to left back in the second. The count with 2 on and 2 out, and 2 runs already across to tie the game here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Love the way Atwood is going to go out and talk to Gonzalez, try to settle her in. Opportunity to try to get out of this inning, but starts Ray off 2-0.
Change up in for a strike. Gonzalez was with Texas Tech last year in a limited role, so has the World Series trip under her belt. Getting more opportunities here as the season has progressed for Texas. Ray sneaks one through the left side. Waving Ellison home. Throw to the plate, not in time. And Georgia takes the lead.
And that is a great job by Ray. Exactly what this Georgia team needed, going the opposite way. Shoots this through the 5-6 hole, just lets that pitch travel, wins that lefty-lefty matchup, which is so hard to do. And Altmaier coming in with the throw, but not in time. Ellison runs well, and she's able to put the Dogs on top.
Still one in scoring position. Here's Gabby Novickas. Five hits in the inning for Georgia. Gonzalez just misses away, and again falling behind 2-0. Flew out to center her first time up. A spectacular catch by Caden Henry on the run on the warning track.
Novickas, the freshman, she's been good for the Dogs. Playing a good first base, coming up with some big hits.
Change is off the mark, 3-1. Novickas is the 8th to the plate this inning. Rally started by Bailey Lindemuth with the leadoff single. Swing and a miss. Full count. All 8 of their runs in a game and a half scored in the 3rd inning. Missed inside, and the bases full of Dogs for Emily Digby, their number 8 hitter.
There's a great take by the freshman to earn that walk.
Second free pass of the game. Digby, 7 home runs, 33 runs batted in on the year. She does have a grand slam this season. 0-1. Missed it. Six on the season for the Georgia lineup. Digby just outside of third base. 1-2.
Needs to let that ball travel a little bit more. Digby has good split to 400 hitter against left-handed pitching.
A strikeout victim her first time up against the starter, Hannah Wells. Now working against Brenly Gonzalez. Stays in it. Texas trying to work out of a bases-loaded jam. They've lost their lead here in the third. Change up outside.
See if they come back with that pitch a little bit lower. It was non-competitive out, a little bit elevated.
Got her on the change. Dogs leave them loaded, but they get 3 in to grab the lead. Welcome back to the SEC on ESPN. Welcome back to Athens, Georgia, a 3-2 ball game. The Dogs and the Longhorns. Head coach Mike White now joining us on the microphone. Mike, you guys talk a lot about Texas fight. What did you like about last night's comeback win that carries over into today, possibly?
Well, we always say we're never out of a game. We're just some bats left, and we showed that last night. It was a really good fight back against a very good team.
And, Coach, you've used Brenly Gonzalez quite a bit the last couple weekends, the only lefty in your staff. How important has she been for you?
It really is important just to break things up. I mean, I think right now we just got to keep mixing up against a very good hitting team like Georgia. We're going to continue to probably make some pitching changes as we go along.
All right, thank you very much, Mike.
Hey, thank you, Hookham.
Yep, thanks, Coach.
National championship for Texas, their first in their 8th trip to Oklahoma City last June. They beat Texas Tech in the 3-game championship series.
Should have asked him how his arm was.
Oh, yeah.
Darn it. Because actually, I think it's Hannah Wells who actually punked him yesterday.
Oh, and here is Hannah coming up. Sack fly for her in the first inning. That's when Texas got both their runs up.
That's right.
Yeah, she pulled a foul ball that hit Mike in the back of the arm down there in the third base coach's box.
Maybe she's going to say, Coach, you need to back up for me. I'm worried.
Well, it is a chillier day today, so he's got the hoodie on. I'm not sure if there's a little extra padding back there.
it's dangerous down those lines. Well, actually, about 15 years ago, I think it was the SEC, one of the conferences made the coaches wear hard helmets.
Sweet Lou always wore the helmet down there, the former Georgia coach.
Yep. A lot of blankets out today.
Yeah, it was. I think it was close to 90 degrees at game time yesterday. It's 60 degrees at the start of this one. We'll have game 3 for you tomorrow night, Mic'd Up Monday on SEC Network. And then after that, there are only 2 more weekends of SEC softball remaining, as is the case for most of the other conferences. A strikeout there for Fisher of Wells, 1 down.
Fisher has settled in nicely. She's really been using that drop ball. Look at the downward rotation, the really good spin over the top 12 to 6 o'clock, 4-seam over the top rotation. 4 strikeouts in the last 8 hitters for Fisher.
Here's Leanne Good. Grounded to second base, her first time up. Bruce has made a couple of nice backhanded stabs up the middle.
Absolutely.
At second.
Great defense for Georgia. One of the best in the country. Just 17 errors on the year. A .985 fielding percentage. There's Bruce. Ryan Fisher continuing to struggle a little bit with that drop. I mean, it looks so good in one batter and then the next. Uses it low.
Hey, our ESPN Stanley Cup playoff first round coverage continues tonight. We've got the Bruins Sabres series set to start at 7:30 Eastern, followed by game 1 between the Mammoth and the Golden Knights. Stanley Cup playoffs underway this weekend around the countries.
I like how you did that.
Oh, Canada.
Plural.
Here's Kaya Altmaier in the 7th spot in the lineup. Texas scored both their runs in the first. That's also all their hits in the first.
Walk aided. Well, just 1 hit up on the board. Yeah, 2 hits.
A 1-2-3 inning in the second. Couple of walks, but that's about it. And how about a double play ball right there?
Wow.
Digby scoops, steps, fires.
Well, Beth, we talked about the defense for Georgia, one of the best in the country. Also one of the best at turning double plays. Digby stepping on second over to first base. That's the 24th double play of the year for Georgia.
to the SEC on ESPN, and welcome back to Athens, Georgia. 3-2 lead, the Dogs over at the Longhorns. Tony Baldwin now joins us on the mic. Tony, frustrating finish last night. What was the message to the team to get them going here for game 2?
You know, just a little bit of a gut check in terms of like just executing and continuing to play with the fight that Georgia softball, you know, is all about. I thought we got the lead and we kind of settled in there and you know, allowed them to get some momentum later in the game. And a team as good as they are, they're going to capitalize on it, and they did. You know, so here we've capitalized on our opportunities, but same as yesterday, we've got to keep applying pressure on the offensive side, and we got to get them out for 3 more innings too.
And Coach, what's the message to Addison Fisher in the circle? It's just given up 1 hit so far, but it has been the walks that have let the Longhorns get on base.
Yeah, you know, the message yesterday, this morning was she's got to live more in the margins. She can't just throw balls over the heart of the plate in this conference. No matter how good your drop ball is, you know, they're going to hit it. And so I think she took that a little too literally the first inning, and you know, but the height of her drop ball is much, much better today. And when she pitches at that height and keeps the ball to the sides of the plate, she's really difficult to hit.
Thank you very much, Tony.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Go Dogs.
Georgia starting out the day in 8th place in the SEC, 4.5 games back, with 7 left to play in the regular season. Oklahoma and Alabama tied for first. Tide trying to sweep Kentucky today. Oklahoma trying to take 2 of 3 from Arkansas. The Hogs got them yesterday in Norman.
Yeah, big rubber match game this afternoon for those 2 clubs. That'll be a good one.
Arkansas, by the way, is the #1 RPI team in the country. As Lindemuth pops it up, 1 down. Back to the top of the order, so 3rd time through. Kirsten Roos, 2 for 2 with a run scored. Sends one the opposite way and into foul territory, and it's gloved by Ashton Maloney.
And this is why we always tell outfielders to stretch, because you never know what's going to fall into your glove. And Maloney takes a little bit of a long route to this ball, but you look at the way she's in a little bit, has to go back, but the stretch at the end, look at the way she's going to get that glove out and lean forward, gets that ball in the glove. Outstanding job by Ashton Maloney.
So 2 pitches and 2 outs for Brenly Gonzalez. And Tony Baldwin may want to slow their roll a little bit. He's going to talk to his hitters with the heart of the order coming up. Goodwin, who had the 2-run double in the 3rd, is coming up. We'll remind you that WrestleMania 42 continues tonight in Las Vegas, highlighted by more of WWE's biggest stars. Stream it on your ESPN app using the ESPN Unlimited plan. Sign up or log in with your TV provider to unlock your access, and coverage begins WrestleMania 42, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific on ESPN. So Goodwin is 1 for 2. Big part of that 3-run 3rd inning when Georgia grabbed the lead. Did not score, by the way. She was thrown out at home.
Great minds think alike.
After a double when she was on second base, where we thought she should have scored.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's another run.
Yep.
That would have been up on the board. Would be a 2-run lead for Georgia had they been able to get her in.
Goodwin slashes that one the opposite way, and an apogee base hit for the Dogs.
Goodwin, just such a pretty swing. She's so good at letting this ball travel to the outer half of the plate, go the opposite way. It's exactly what she did with her double in the 3rd inning. So important when you can let that ball travel to the outer half of the plate and hit the inside of it to drive it the opposite way. It's tough to get you out.
Here's Tyler Ellison, doubled and scored in the third. If you're new to the Jack, by the way, we talk Oppo G a lot because for a lefty like Goodwin, she's aiming for that G out on the fence in left center. And a righty like Ellison will be aiming for the G out in right center. Some opposite field power.
And the reason that that's important, Beth, is as a pitcher in the circle, when hitters are allowing that outside pitch to travel deep and going with it, not trying to pull it, it's tough to hide. A lot of hitters will try to pull that outside pitch and roll a ground ball for a righty to the shortstop, a lefty to the second baseman. And trust me, I made my living on doing that, getting your opponent to roll over pitches or to pop them up. Those are easy outs. When a hitter is disciplined like this, it is tough to pitch them.
Michelle Smith, two-time Olympic gold medalist. Oh, and it hits the base runner, and she is out. And Ruth took one square off the bat of Ellison. And that had some exit velo on it. Did it get her in the arm or on the body?
Yeah, you can see Goodwin. She's trying to figure out what to do. And oh, it looks like maybe a rib cage shot. Ooh, and on the arm,
On the arm.
Yeah.
Goodwin was able to at least keep it off her frame. But if you get hit by a batted ball on the base pass, that's the third out of the inning. Back here in Athens, Georgia, game 2 of the 3-game set. Texas took the opener last night, 7-5. Georgia in front here, 3-2, as we head to the top of the 5th inning. 8-9-1 due up for the defending national champs. JC struck out on a drop ball in the second. As Addison Fisher goes back to work, she has 4 strikeouts. Nichols held 2-1.
Part of the lineup for Texas was very good yesterday. 7, 8, 9 all had hits. They were on base with a couple of walks as well.
That's in for a strike, full count. Along with the 4 strikeouts, 4 walks. Nichols goes the opposite way with it. Just the second hit of the game for Texas.
Good discipline. Working to 3-2 and then getting the base hit.
Ashton Maloney grounded out to second base back in the 2nd inning. Fisher has been able to keep Texas quiet since that 2-run first. This is when the Longhorns started their rally last night, trailing by 4. They scored 3 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, and 1 more in the 7th to win it. And they rallied all of those runs coming across with 2 outs. Maloney outside the line.
This is a gritty team. Texas team that, you know, they battled the last 2 weekends with Oklahoma and Alabama. A lot of back and forth in those games. I understand how important it is. As long as you have a pitch left, you're still in it.
Fans wanted that one, 2-2.
Yeah, nice pitch on the inner half by Fisher. She works that arm side a lot, outside to lefties. Ooh, that's a pretty pitch on the inner half. I would want that as well.
Chops that foul. Another full count. Maloney, high, hopper, that's trouble. Bottom of the order, getting a couple on, and here comes the top.
And this is what made Texas so good yesterday, was the bottom of the order, and then the top of the order was able to capitalize with all that power. Caden Henry as well, hitting for average, and then Stewart and Atwood on deck and in the hole.
Yeah, the bottom 3 last night got on base 5 times, and now they're 8 and 9 hitters aboard with singles. Here's Henry trying to drop the bunt down. A strikeout and a walk so far today for Caden. Searching for her first hit of the series. Way back in that batter's box. Help her get a running start in a bunt situation.
Yeah, just trying to get runners in the scoring position. Trying to move her teammates up.
Did not hold up on another inside pitch, so it's 1-2. Well away, 2-2.
Who's been busy behind the dish, especially with the drop ball pitcher, you know. Got to be ready to get down on those knees and pick that ball out of the dirt. Now Henry a little bit off of the dish, preparing for a possible inside pitch.
And instead, it's away for strike 3.
A little bit of cat and mouse on that one. Henry backs off, and so Fisher goes the outer half. Big strikeout with a runner in scoring position. You can see this pitch on the outer half on the edge. It's slightly elevated, but that is a great pitch by Fisher in a big situation, picking up the first out of the inning.
So here's Katie Stewart, and here is also Chelsea Wilkinson out to chat with her battery on what to do with Stewart. Walked and scored in the first, grounded out to third in the third inning.
This is a tough situation for Georgia, but I wouldn't be surprised if they try to work around Katie Stewart a little bit. If they do load the bases with Reese Atwood up, another right-handed hitter, look to potentially turn a double play. They've already done and have turned a double play today. They're 24th of the season.
These are the clubbers, Stewart and Atwood. 37 home runs, half of the team's RBIs.
Yeah, it's a pick your poison. You want to throw to Stewart or Atwood?
2 on with 1 out, trailing by a run. And after losing an early lead, they will try for the comeback 2 days in a row. Stewart jammed her inside to second for 1, over to first, double play. So after a couple of singles to start the inning, they end the rally, turning 2.
How about the 25th double play of the season for Georgia? They go from Lindruth to Roos to Nektavis. The big double play to get out of the jam.
This weekend, we get them in the regular season in the same conference for the very first time.
It's going to be epic.
I'm just really excited.
Our lineup is stacked.
We're always in the fight.
We're so versatile and we're so deep.
We're going to go out there and punch you in the mouth.
Back here for Georgia and Texas, and the Dogs preserving that 3-2 advantage with the nice double play ball to end the threat in the top of the 5th. So we head to the bottom after Texas jumped in front 2-0 in the first inning. Georgia a 3-run third to take the lead. And it's 4, 5, and 6 coming up. Sarah Gordon to start things off. And then an issue with home plate umpire Riley Cobb. Looks like he may have a cut on his hand. Yes. athletic trainer with some assistance. Hey, let's remind you then that the NFL Draft comes your way from Pittsburgh, starting on Thursday night, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Every pick for you once again on ESPN and the NFL Network. And, of course, ABC's coverage focuses on the prospects' journey to the draft, to the NFL. Pittsburgh will be lit for that one. Freeling and Miller, projected number ones. Allen to the Jets, maybe, as the first pick of the second round. Those are some of the dogs on Mel Kiper's big board.
Out of talent.
Yep, Fernando Mendoza, the likely number one, the Indiana National Championship winning quarterback to the Raiders. Appears to be a done deal. Gordon, the opposite way and out of play. Sarah struck out in the first, reached on a fielder's choice in the third. That double play ball, by the way, to end the inning, the first ground out DP on Stewart's resume all season. So well executed by the Georgia infield.
Well, that's typically what you see from Georgia. I mean, they're not going to strike out a lot of their opponents, but if they're rolling ground balls and the defense well positioned, it's tough to get a lot of runs up on the board against them. And then, of course, you know, they've got an offense that always is typically put runs up, but bet they've only scored in 2 innings in the series.
Yeah. Gordon smashes that deep, and it's off the glove of Altmaier and left. The throw into second. And Gordon, too speedy, beats it out.
Well, just on cue, we talk about the consecutiveness of passing the bat, but also innings. They need to score in additional innings. And nice leadoff double by Sarah Gordon. She had a 3-run home run yesterday, so that pop in her bat starting to show back up here in the middle of this SEC season.
That is the 4th time in 5 innings that the leadoff is aboard for Georgia. And quickly into scoring position is Gordon. And it looks like, as Mike White tipped us off during our interview earlier in the game, might be a lot of bullpen activity for the Longhorns. And the pitching change here from Gonzalez to Citlali Gutierrez, who was terrific in her relief performance yesterday, picking up the win. And then Tegan Caban came on for the save.
Yes, Citlali Gutierrez is unique in the sense that she throws and can tunnel her pitches very well. She's deceptive. She has a lot of experience, a senior, really good frame at 5'11". But it's her spin speed more than her pitch speed that has made her an outstanding pitcher coming out of the bullpen. Not always a lot of starts, but just really good at following other pitchers. Yesterday, her line was outstanding. 4 walks, no free passes.
4 strikeouts.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
4, yes.
Or 4 hits.
4 hits and no walks. And that's really the key. You got to make your opponent earn their way on base. And so she's going to vary her speeds from 59 to 67 miles an hour. It's an off-speed drop and a drop that she'll throw together. Curveball as well, off-speed curve that just has great blend to it. So you really have to sit back and let that ball travel against Citlali Gutierrez.
Half of her outs, half of the batters she faced yesterday, she got to ground out. Georgia up a run and threatening more here in the bottom of the 5th with the leadoff double for Sarah Gordon. And here's Marissa Miller, a walk and a strikeout for her. Miller drops down the bunt to advance the runner. Good sacrifice. Gordon over to third, 1 down. single in the third for her. Another opportunity here. Ray out to right center, almost a collision as Henry makes the catch. And a run scores for the Dogs. A sack bunt and then a sack fly.
Exactly what you want to do if you're Ray. Get that ball out onto the green. And a little bit of a miscommunication between Henry and Maloney.
Both appear to be okay.
Yeah.
Nice move by Tony Baldwin to move Ray up in the batting order, and she has driven in 2 of their 4 runs today. Here's Gabby Novickus. Even more impressive that Ray's able to get the ball up against Sitlali.
Yes.
Who usually keeps everything on the ground.
Understanding the situation, knowing that you don't need the ball down on the ground, and that's half of hitting, is situationally understanding what you're trying to do and then executing it.
Tony talking with his youngster, the freshman from Chicago, a prep All-American. Likes her ability to adapt and adjust quickly in at-bats. Oh for 4 with a walk so far in the series. She's hit in 7 of her last 8 games. Streak ended yesterday. Down 0-2 here.
Boy, you can really see the outfield shifted. Kaden Henry, the center fielder, is pulled well over into that right field gap. A lot of open space in the outfield. And dead center, to left center for the freshman.
Checked, and that's a fair ball. And Gabby will take it.
The old check swing bunt, one of the hardest to defend. J.C. Nichols, the third baseman, playing deep, especially with 2 strikes. And you can see how deep she is. She's behind third base, and a little bit of a tap, and you're like, uh-oh, get on your horse.
That wasn't a yes, yes, maybe. That was a yes, yes, sort of, kind of.
Oops. Yeah, oops. Yeah. But it worked. But it worked. Hey, there's a lot of times you hit a frozen rope and you're out, so you got to take those when they come.
What was the old line from Crash Davis? One of those a week is a 250 hitter to a 300 hitter.
That's right.
Bull Durham for the youngsters out there.
One of the best shows ever. Some great one-liners. To learn how to breathe out of your eyelids and all that good stuff as a pitcher.
Here's Emily Digby. Has struck out twice. One and 2 from Gutierrez. Gets the strikeout to end the inning. Another run up for Georgia, 4-2 Dogs. Candlesticks Always make a nice gift, Smitty. Addison Fisher has been outstanding in the circle for the Dogs, working that drop ball on the outer half of the plate to the lefties. A heavy drop that has a lot of movement. Really good arm side run, keeping this Texas offense at bay. 5 strikeouts. She's scattered 4 walks and 3 hits. She's retired 11 of the last 15 batters, 5 via the K. Now, 3rd time through the lineup. Gonna need to continue to work the margins. Got to deal with Reese Atwood, who punches one through the left side. She's been on all 3 times today. Was on base 3 times yesterday as well.
Reese starting to really come along. Has not had as much power lately, but just turning on a pitch on the inner half, nice and silent. Gets that barrel to contact. Punches that ball through the 5-6 hole.
Looks like we got a pinch runner over at first base for the Horns. And that would be Adea Wallace. Atwood can re-enter. College softball, you can get lifted once and still come back into the lineup. Here's Vivi Martinez, RBI single in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd. 5K today for Fisher. Texas had a chance in the last inning, got the first 2 on base, and then could not push them around. Big double play for the Georgia defense ended the rally. Their only serious threat since that 2-run first inning.
Yeah, Fisher's been good. She's gotten some key strikeouts when she's needed. She's got the double play ball a couple of times.
Grounded to 3rd. Linda Muth. So good at getting that lead runner.
Yeah, and Beth, that's really the key. When you have a defense that goes after lead runners, it takes the pressure off of you as a defense, but also off that pitcher in the circle.
She and Digby at short have been cutting down base runners at 2nd and 3rd throughout the series. Here's Hannah Wells. Sac fly in the 1st. Struck out by Fisher in the 4th. Tying run at the plate here for the Longhorns. A home run hitter yesterday for Texas. Against Addie Fisher, who is making her longest start now since February 6th, which I believe is opening weekend.
It is.
Yeah.
It was.
She went a full 7 against Fordham. Much needed for Georgia, Smitty, after they had 4 arms out there yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. Rolling. The starter had 5 2/3.
Trying to even up the series for game 3 tomorrow night. And a strikeout of Wells, number 6 for Fisher.
Fisher has an elite drop ball, really good spin speed as well as pitch speed. When she gets over top of this, look at the fall on this. That's about 11 inches of vertical drop. That is just nasty, dropping down underneath the barrel.
Just tied her season high with her 6th strikeout. Hey, our ESPN Stanley Cup playoffs getting underway this weekend, and our coverage continues tonight. First round Bruins Sabres series game 1 at 7:30 Eastern. And after that, out west for game 1 of the Mammoth and the Golden Knights. A little double dip of playoff action for you on the ice. Got a 4-2 ball game here. Georgia in front of Texas. Horns with 2 down. Leanne Good coming to the plate is the tying run.
On that last break, JT D'Amico, the assistant coach for Georgia, came out. He's responsible for a lot of the defense that you see, the good defense for this Georgia team. Positioning, getting him ready. There he is. Used to be at the University of Washington, came over a couple years ago. A defensive fielding savant.
Good, grounds it to Roos. And they end the threat again. They've got the Longhorns down to 1 final at-bat in the 7th. There's a 4-2 Georgia lead. How about some storylines from around the college softball world? Arkansas, big win over Oklahoma yesterday to even their series. 3rd time ever the Hogs have beaten number 1. UCLA is just ripping the cover off the ball. Believe they've now moved into a tie with Oklahoma. Both of them approaching their single season record of 161 as a team. And then Arizona, big run rule win yesterday over Oklahoma State. But in game 3 right now, the Pokes are up 7-5 in the 5th, courtesy of an Audrey Schneidmiller home run.
Shootout in Stillwater.
That's big for a couple of teams on that host bubble, hovering around a 16 RPI. It's going to be cool this year. The committee, for the first time, will seed not only 1 through 16, but 17 through 32 in what should be a true S-curve. So the number 1 seed would, in theory, play against the number 32 seed in a regional. And on down the line.
Yeah, I think it's important because, you know, in the past, a lot of it's come down to geography and closest trips, unfortunately, the financial side of things.
Yeah, we love watching to see who might be a top 8 seed, who's going to be a top 16 seed, and then you have to have a 500 record to get in. So now there's a 500 record watch for teams like Missouri and Auburn, Liberty, Louisiana, 2 teams we're used to seeing in the tournament.
Yep.
Northwestern's on the brink, a World Series team a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, you got to win the ones you're supposed to, those midweek matchups, and you got to be able to steal a couple of games in series. You can't be swept.
Got to be 500 or better. And Bailey Lindemuth doesn't really have to be much better than she's been this series. Number 9 hitter with the leadoff single. Just a reminder, if you're looking for LSU A&M baseball, they're going to get started over on ESPNU, and then we'll get you there at the conclusion of our game. Aggies and Tigers, that 9-inning bat and ball situation coming up next.
Man, Lindemuth has been outstanding, having never, last year I should say, as a freshman, no hits against Texas. She's just, how about a 4 for 5 weekend so far against Texas? For the 9-hitter. Have yourself a series so far, Lindemuth.
This is the 5th of 6 innings that they have had the lead off on base. And here comes the top of the order again for the 4th time. Kirsten Roos, 2 for 3, a couple of singles, a run scored. And Tony Baldwin skips past his hitters and goes right to chat with the home plate umpire, Riley Cobb. And it's because he wants to get a runner on. Natalie Donaldson will be the pinch runner at first. Lindemuth can re-enter. Hey, tonight the Rally Cap crew will break down all your highlights over the weekend from SEC baseball and softball. They'll also get you set for the upcoming look with the best matchups. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern, 6 Central on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. After tomorrow night's Texas-Georgia game, there will just be 2 weekends of SEC softball remaining in the regular season. And then the SEC tournament, and of course, on to the NCAA's Selection Sunday, May 10th. And the Women's College World Series will get underway May 28th. Roos got under it. High fly ball out to left. Altmaier is there, 1 down. Citlali Gutierrez trying to keep the bats quiet. 7, 8, and 9, by the way, are due up for Texas in the 7th inning. They do have 2 of the 4 hits for the Longhorns today. Here's Jaden Goodwin. Big 2-run double for her in the 3rd, then had a single in the 4th. And then got whacked by a batted ball while she was trying to avoid it between 1st and 2nd base.
The rocket. No avoiding it.
Goodwin, almost to the exact same spot where she got hit. And that's her 3rd base knock of the day.
This Georgia offense, a lot of station to station and doing a good job of just barreling up pitches over the zone. This is a great pitch. It's just a little bit on the white, but it's a great height by Citlali Gutierrez. But Goodwin just able to take it out into right field.
Tyler Ellison. A double and a run scored in the 3rd.
This is big now for Georgia here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Plated a run in the bottom of the 5th.
That's in for a strike.
An explosive offense like Texas, it always helps to have those insurance runs up on the board. It also helps take a little bit of the wind out of a team, knowing that they've got a run or two more they have to catch up to in the top of the 7th.
Unable to hold, and Tony didn't like it, and was that a warning or an ejection?
It was close, yeah. It was definitely a check. She went, Reese Atwood immediately was asking.
Looks like that was a warning to Tony. He reacted immediately in that third base coach's box to Carlos Guzman.
Coach upset. Yeah, that's a big strikeout. Ellison, 3 straight pitches, striking out on a last pitch that was really nowhere near the zone. Again, knowing the gravity of wanting to get more runs up on the board.
2 down for Sarah Gordon. Doubled, scored that run in the 5th. Out in front of the off-speed there, Atwood, quick to get to it.
Well, you can tell the middle part of this Georgia order is not seeing that off-speed curveball that Citlali Gutierrez throws so well.
Dogs 4 for 8 today with 2 outs.
Dogs have been good, 3 extra base hits.
Oh, 2 from Gutierrez. Gordon lifts that down the line and foul and left.
This is where Citlali Gutierrez needs to be careful. She's ahead 0-2. She shouldn't be giving Gordon anything close to the plate. Miller on deck. He's had an 0-4 day.
Gets her to swing through it. Back-to-back strikeouts. And we are headed to the 7th. Last chance coming up for Texas.
Please rise.
There's your line score, Georgia. A 4-2 lead, heading to the 7th, 3 outs away from a big win on the resume for the Dogs if they can close it out and even this series with Game 3 tomorrow night. Their RPI actually dropped after their loss a couple of spots to 14. 7-10 right now against the RPI top 25. This would add to that tally. And a team trying to stay in that top 16 to at least host a regional, if not move back up into contention for a top 8 seed and host a regional and a super regional. They will turn to the bottom of their order to try and do it. And a pinch hitter here is Alyssa Sneed, the freshman in the 7th spot. Four hits on the day for Texas. Their next 2 hitters have a couple of those. Both their runs coming way back in the 1st inning. And double plays in both the 4th and the 5th ended threats. Three straight innings for Texas with the tying run at the plate. Loss here for Texas would drop them from 5th to 6th behind Tennessee in the standings. Lady Vols out of league this weekend. Florida will have its bye next week. So as the Gators wrap up their Auburn series, they just have one more series, and it's here at Georgia last week of the regular season. Full count to Sneed. Gets the strikeout. One down. Number 7 for Addison Fisher.
Addison Fisher has been so good on that arm side underneath the hands of the right-handed hitters. That drop ball just exploding down off the table into the dirt. And Miller behind the dish has been outstanding catching today, picking that drop ball off the dirt.
Fisher trying to get the complete game win. She's 1 strikeout shy of tying her career high. She got J.C. Nichols back in the 2nd.
She really did a good job. Started off the game with 2 consecutive walks, and that's when Texas was able to put some runs up on the board, but she's settled in. She's limited damage. Use that defense behind her.
Grounder to 2nd. Roos bobbles. 2 out. And down to the last chance for Texas. It's veteran Ashton Maloney in the 9 spot. One for 2 today. Biggest crowd of the season here at the Jack. Can they celebrate a Georgia W? To Maloney with the top of the order waiting.
This has been almost the kind of game that Fisher has thrown. Worked from ahead or worked from way behind.
And a walk on 4 pitches will get Caden Henry to the plate and Katie Stewart on deck.
5th free pass of the game issued by Fisher.
Can Texas do it for the second game in a row? They rallied late from a 4-run deficit last night to take game one. Henry has walked and struck out twice. 2 walks in the series. She does not yet have a hit through the first couple of games. The woman threatening the school home run record is on deck. The woman who holds the school home run record is in the hole. And Chelsea Wilkinson saying, let's try not to get to those two.
Exactly.
Let's do it here.
Let's leave them with the bats on their shoulders in the on-deck circle and in the dugout. And JT D'Amico as well, talking with his defense, making sure they're well positioned for the speedy Kaden Henry at the top. And Ashley Maloney as well on first.
Number 3 fielding percentage defense in the country. And for Texas, since that 2-run first inning, just 1 for 8 with a runner on base.
That's a nice pitch on the outer half.
Just before the pitch, Digby slides closer to second base. There is a significant 5-6 hole. And Henry doesn't get to it. Digby with a diving grab. Ends the game, and Georgia evens the series 4-2.
Well, Beth, you mentioned it. Number 3 fielding percentage in the country. JT D'Amico, the assistant coach, comes out and positions his defense exactly where he wants them to be. Outstanding out. Look at the way that Digby is up the middle, is going to dive back to her backhand and finishes this game. Addison Fisher immediately over to her shortstop to help celebrate a massive 3rd out of the inning. The Dogs cement the 4-2 win over Texas.
She held her ground on that one and made a fabulous play to even this series. First win of the season against a top 5 foe. We'll have game 3 tomorrow night on SEC Network. And coming up next, college baseball, A&M and LSU. For our entire crew, Michelle Smith, Karen Johns, I'm Beth Mowins. We will see you again on the road to the Women's College World Series.